Welcome back to day 33. This is going to be day 33 of the Hustlesports Run It Up challenge. We've passed a month now, guys, and I think that it's definitely been a month that has weighed on me quite a bit. It's been hard, but we're still cashing, we're still kicking, and we're still moving towards making our $1,000 movement. So our goal is basically just to keep that going and keep moving towards the $1,000, and then from there we'll see what I want to do with these Run It Up videos. I might just turn them into Slate review videos because I think that might benefit people more than watching me try to run up $100 to $1,000. But let me give you guys kind of the updates so far. Last night cashed. I'll go over that as well. So I've been only tracking LPL LCK. I haven't really done any of the other ones. I haven't done anything to do with LEC, LCS for this. Even though I do cash in those and I do make money in those, I want to keep that separate. I want to show you guys that you can only do it if, like, for example, you want to only do it at a certain time or whatever. But so far, you guys literally missed nothing. In 10 days, my cash has remained exactly the same. Losses, losses, losses. Wins, wins, wins. Losses, losses, losses. And even a tie. So it's kind of like, it goes up and down. Basically, the point is that if you are kind of dealing with this, then try to figure out where to find your edge and where to make your money, and always try to improve your cash lines. But the goal is that you want to be a profitable cash player, but you're still gonna lose. Like you can be the best cash player in the world and still lose cash. That's basically what I have to say. And so don't be that upset about it, and come with me on this adventure as we continue to move forward. And as always, you guys know where to find me. You can find me on Twitter at moose_esports, and you can check out the Patreon at patreon.com/hustlesports. I spend a lot of time in there. We give out lineups every night, every slate, and these guys are getting good. All the guys in my Discord are really, 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 really solid people. I mean, they can beat me, and they make their own cash lineups. They don't even use mine anymore, so I'm really proud of them for that. People that have joined have become much better players. And so I'm very, very glad to see so many people improving so fast, because you guys are just going to become stiff competition for me. So it is what it is. I'm just happy to do this. So last night, RNG, Sandbox, going to keep it short. We got a long slate tonight. Going to just kind of give you guys the basics right here. Decided to go with an RNG Sandbox mix. I also try to get LGD involved, but I wasn't sure how much LGD I wanted. I knew that Vici was a good team, and for some reason Vici like to drag out these long, drawn out games that sometimes don't have a lot of kills. They play really safe, so I decided to kind of roll the dice a little bit and play Summit and Fate, and that was the right call. Xiao would have been better, but whatever. Mark, 35 points. Mark, were you going to play the game, or what's happening here? That's a 2-0, guys. That means that Mark did nothing. Mark did nothing for 2 games. That means he got 20 points bonus. He got 15 points in 2 games. Mark, got to play better, my guy. This is pathetic. I mean, this is really bad. I guess I should expect Mark. Mark is a very, very streaky player. I'm going to show you guys my win from this weekend. I had a massive win this weekend using a lineup where everybody counted Dignitas out because they were against EG, because EG had beat Cloud9 the day before. I decided to focus my GPP lines on Dignitas, and I'm happy to say that worked out well for me. It could have been bad, could have been good, but I wanted to get. I just kind of want you guys to understand the thought process behind a lineup like this that can win you a big tournament. So one of the options that I've always wanted to include in is to see what kind of players do I want to include in my lineup. So if you look at Johnson, for example, on Dignitas, he has consistently performed very well, almost as good as Phoenix in GPP winning lineups. But I felt like Phoenix, I don't know, I just wanted to build a lineup where I liked. Johnson hasn't really done anything in a little bit of a while. So I really wanted to build him because he had 2 back-to-back games that are just atrocious. So featuring him in the captain slot set me up for an easy 1.5% captain. And then if you guys look at all these slots, I mean, aside from my chalk, which I use TSM as my stack here, And I love to use TSM as an anchor because TSM like to draw long games, and because they play down to their opponent's levels and then they end up winning somehow at the end, that is just always a crap show. So I wanted to include that. I included Double Lift instead of Bjorksen because I wanted to include a player like Double Lift. I feel like he is less popular than Bjorksen, and he also doesn't do much for a while, and so I thought this would be a good opportunity to roster him. So again, I always look at players that don't do well or players that are streaky, like Aframu is a perfect example. Dardoch 4.1%. So basically, my advice, guys, is just play the game, enjoy, and make lineups that make sense. When you're making a lineup, think about how does this player win? What kind of players will win around him? And what percentage am I expecting for this player? Because I could have played Viper, right? Viper's a really good top laner. When they win, he will score 30, 40 points. But I decided to go with Afram as my fourth piece in this Dignitas stack because at the end of the day, I felt like if Johnson was going to do well, Afram was going to be there behind him, and Afram has been absolutely bad at the start of the season, and a lot of people don't like to use him. So that's kind of what I think about. I always think about ownership because your goal is not to figure out League of Legends. Your goal is to figure out what to do to win against other people. So that would be my best advice to you guys. Figure out what to do to win against other people. All right, so I'm going to wrap this up. Let's take a look at tonight's slate. Let's take a look at some over-unders. As always, it's a 5-game slate as opposed to a 4-game slate, so this is going to be a little bit more interesting, and I'm going to take a look at odds for you guys here at Bovada, which give me some very basic odds. So 2 LCK games tonight, Genji, free anchor, Dragon X free anchor. So I immediately want to check my lineups. A 5-game slate, 2 LCK, 3 LPL. So it looks like Gen is way more expensive than DRX, even though DRX are going to be very chalky. And I haven't built anything yet. Pretty tired, so I want to see what we do here with the slate. Alright, so let's play this. And then 50-50 game between Edward and Billy. Rogue Warriors, LNG. I like Rogue Warriors. I expect them to do well, but LNG are kind of flaccid. They don't really give up a lot of points unless they do. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know if I really want... I don't know how much Rogue Warriors I want. And if they're going to be this expensive, why would I even feature them? Why would I not pick, IG versus OMG, who are significantly favored? So I can already tell you guys now that here's my pick. So I think Rogue Warriors win tonight 2-0, 2-1. Gen will 2-0. Dragon X will 2-0. Invictus Gaming will 2-1 or 2-0. And EDG are going to be my pick here. I think they're actually a solid squad, but again, I think it's 2-1 or 2-0, and BLG are capable of easily winning. So really, the lines that I really want to include are Invictus, DRX, and Gen. And then I want to fill with maybe EDG players or Rogue Warriors players. Now, if we look at our lines, Rogue Warriors are significantly favored over Edward Gaming players, so I'll have to also use the paydirt.ghost.io projections provided by Paydirt, and that'll be probably the biggest factor in determining my cash lineup because I want to see what he has to say. But right away, guys, you have so many choices. There are so many choices for captain you could pick. The cheapest one, probably Chovy and Deft at 11-1. Ruler. Look at Ruler's scores. Ruler knows how to play the game, guys. Definitely somebody I would use in my captain slot. Deft, another guy that knows how to play the game. Unless he's playing Damwon Gaming, that he forgets. So why don't we just put in Ruler for now? Let's go Ruler. Ruler. And then, yep. Alright. So Ruler's in. And so now we have to focus on a couple different teams here that I like. So Invictus Gaming are definitely a team that I like to include here, but I don't want to shy here. Primarily, like I said, for a top laner, I want a guy that I think is going to 2-0, so I'll just go with Rascal here. Jungler is somebody a little bit more active, and I think Pioshik might be the play here. I think you could also go with Ning. He's been fantastic lately, and I would love to see Ning in this lineup. So I'm going to go with Ning here. I think Ning has been performing really well. I expect him to beat OMG, so just going to go with that. I'm going to go to the back end here before I start picking my teams. And I'm going to see here that DRX are 5,800, or 5,600. So I will definitely take me some DRX here probably to save some money. I can also take Invictus Gaming, Genji. I could even grab myself some Rogue Warriors. Or BLG actually? Yeah, okay. So if you really want to cheap out, Edward Gaming at 5k, guys. So definitely some cheap value. Edward Gaming here if you want exposure to that game. Look how cheap Mako is on the slate, guys. Mako can definitely get you points. Definitely going to be somewhere you want to look tonight. You can also look at Balance Way. Corey Brewer providing all the lineups for us tonight. So we're going to take a look. Typical Rogue Warrior setup, typical LNG setup, typical EDG setup, typical BLG setup, typical, Balon is here. Sora is coming in for OMG's second game, so they're giving him a shot over cold. Yeah, so I would probably just save some money and just play Kyria and call it a day, I guess. I don't know. I'm kind of trying to save money here. So where do I want to put my carries tonight? So I definitely want a piece of Puff or Deft. So I'm definitely going to see if I can fit Puff. Oh, man. This is expensive, huh? So, well, who do I want then? Do I want Rookie? Do we save? Okay, so we're 2,000 over, boys. So tonight's pricing is rough. Very rough. What's Deft at? 7,400? That saves us a little bit of money. You know, don't overthink it too crazy. Let's see here. What's Chovy at? Okay, so even if you played a full gen like stacks like this, you are still going to have to get either EDG or Rogue Warriors involved tonight. And Rogue Warriors, guys, are expensive. So I think that people are going to cheap out and go EDG. Now, what was that guy we wanted? Mako? Why don't we try going down to Mako? Mako gives us 600. Okay. 600's not bad. What about if we go up to Rookie here? 7,800. Rookie against IG. Who on IG will give up the most points? Do I think maybe the bot lane does it? Okay. I guess the bot lane would. Curse is a good player up top. Okay. 6,200. Nowhere near my price that I need to be at. So we might have to save some money here. I still want Ruler here at all times. So maybe I go Ruler here, up here, down here. Maybe I take Deft in the captain spot. Maybe that'll save me some money. Okay, we're getting closer to where I want to be now, but I'm still pretty far. I'm still 500 from at least a decent lineup. So how do we... My cat's literally like leaning against my keyboard trying to ruin this video for you guys. Okay, so I definitely want to keep the DRX team slot if I can. So let's see where we can come down here. Doran 6,000. Booyah. So this has become a DRX gen stack. Pretty much, right? Okay. So we got our IG exposure. We have an IG filler. My cat's just running around like crazy here. She wants me to stop paying attention. Are you going to pay attention to you? Okay. What's Chovy been doing? 80 points, 80 points, 80 points, 80 points, going up against the Freak Fly, who's been surprisingly doing well. I want to see if I can maybe upgrade the slot somehow. You could cheap out. You could take Rogue Warriors, and then maybe you could go up at support. You could go up from Ruler up to Hope or Puff. Ooh, okay. Or you could even, the 300, you could switch and make Ruler your captain. Okay, there's definitely some options here. So Doran has been really flaccid. That's my only problem with him, is that like Doran will get you 70, but Doran is a rascal. Rascal will definitely get you some more points. 80, 90, 80, 70. But I mean, they average kind of the same. Doran's a little bit worse, right? I mean, for the price. I imagine that you might want to take the Shy, but I don't know. Okay, so definitely a tougher slate than I thought it would be. And I don't imagine that being able to fit Chovy up top is going to do us much good if we don't get Rookie. So now you're kind of faced with making a decision. How do we make this line fit? There's nothing that can make this line fit. You can take the EDG team there. We do have EDG exposure down here. We have Rookie. See, the thing is, like, it's Rookie, and then it's like Scout. Like, if you take the Scout exposure at EDG, like, where are we getting our exposure to IG then, right? Because Scout is expensive. Right, you could do something like that. And take your EDG stack. I can't believe how expensive everything is today. Okay, so let's go back to Deft. Okay. Why Deft over Chovy? 80-point games as opposed to 70-point games, I guess. I mean, I think Chovy is a good player. I think he's just asked to play stuff that doesn't make a lot of sense sometimes. But, 82 points, 87 points. There's definitely some points there to be made. But you can also save if you take like a rookie here. And then Edward Gaming. Or you could also maybe take Chovy here and then spend that money elsewhere. So you could take like Rogue Warriors, and then you could take like, I don't know, Puff doesn't fit. Mako's really just kind of a cop out. So yeah, tonight is a tough slate. It really is. I'm $100 short of where I want to be with this lineup. So how do I fit the player that I want with Klid being more expensive, Pyosik being more expensive? So I could go to Pyosik from Ning, but Ning has been performing really well, and I really like to see that. How's Pyosik been performing? About the same, more or less. I would have to do a little bit more research on this slate and who I want, but yeah, guys, I mean, this is probably going to be it from me. I think you have to kind of mess around, but I think you have to play it in a way where you're comfortable, and at the same time feel like you're not being pushed off where you want to be pushed off. So if I want to keep rookie here, I could go down to Chovy, but then it's like, where's my edgy exposures through Ning, I guess. I mean, rookie, other than his last game against TS where he destroyed, he also had a pretty good game against RNG, has an easy matchup against OMG tonight, but overall it's like up and down. I think Chovy might be the play there. And then if you want to take maybe like a DRX here, you can do like a DRX gen stack. You can also do like a yeah, I guess you could do that. You could also put Ruler up top. This is kind of just building my line. Deft at 7,200, 400 is way too cheap. And then yeah, you could take DRX here, be sure that they win. You could take Rogue Warriors here, maybe try to upgrade another spot. A lot of options today for sure, but I think Doran is going to have to be our cheap anchor today against Keen, who's not that great of a player anymore. Yeah, and that'll probably be it. So mess around. Don't be afraid to take junglers today. And this video is now 17.5 minutes, so I'm going to cut it off. But that's kind of where I'm at today. I hope this video helps you guys kind of see what the pricing today is. Definitely interesting. And don't be afraid to take a jungler up top to make this fit. I'm just very stubborn, and I like to take LCK players to make my stuff fit, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's the winning lineup. So make sure that you get the lineup that you want in, and definitely play the 5-game slate tonight. It's a fun slate, guys. EDGs might go off, Rogue Warriors might go off. You want a piece of both those actions. My cat just sneezed, and that means we gotta go. Have a great rest of your day. Mostly okay. Have a great rest of your day. Have a great weekend, and have a fantastic summer. Take care.